Hi guys, in this video we'll talk about how to install Incus in Ubuntu. So there are two methods we can install Incus in Ubuntu or any Linux or Windows operating system. So I will guide through the installation documentation provided by the Incus itself. So you guys can see now this is the Incus official documentation given by the Linux containers. So I'll put the link in the description as well. So there is the first method. We can install Incus through the package managers, or we can install the Incus using the source. The source means you need to build get the binaries and build the installation executable and then install. If you install using the package manager, you can directly get the build up binary and install directly in your system. So when installing, so as you guys can see, there are multiple ways based on the operating system or the whether you are running inside the Docker container. So depending on what's your platform, there are different ways. You guys can click on each of this one. So in here we all get the Linux related ones, and if you scroll down, you guys can see the MacOS one and the Windows one. So in my system I'm running Ubuntu. So if I type here, let's see my Ubuntu version. So I'm running Ubuntu 24.04 with LTS support, and for this one, if I'm going to install Incus, I need to go into this particular tab. And when I click on this one, again in the Linux itself, using the package manager method, I have two methods. One, I can use the apt package manager, which is default package manager comes with Ubuntu, and install Incus. And if I'm using that method, I need to install apt install Incus, the Incus general one. And then if I'm running virtual machines using the Incus, I need to again have QEMU system. So this is the virtualization system that is used by the Incus to run virtual machines. And let's say you have LXD also. So LXD is a Linux containers. So LXD also, if you have it in there, and if you want to migrate containers from LXD to Incus, you need to install additionally Incus tools. So that's the first method under Linux installations using the package manager. Difference is in this method we have to gradually install what we need one by one. We don't get everything, entire set of features available, we don't get it at once. So we have to install one by one. So what you need, you have to install one by one when you need it. The second method is, there is a company called Zabby, a consulting firm, Linux consulting firm. So this is their site. So so these guys are managing a GitHub repository with updated Incus in their own GitHub platform. So this is the link. At the moment it's about 2004 and 2204. But as you guys can see, my version is actually 24.04. So I have tested it. It works in the 24.04 as well without any issues. So if you use this second method, using the Zabby package repository without using the native package repository. So native package repository is the package repository given by the Ubuntu itself themselves. So it's the official package repository. You will get the Incus version 6.0. But if you run installation using the Zabby package repository, the third-party package repository, you will get a high version. I will show you the version in a little while. So you can go either method. The advantage is, like, if you go with this particular method, this third-party repository hosted by the Zabby, you will get the entire feature set bundle at once. Okay, so I'll show the both commands. So if I'm going to use the official package repository, I will be using this command, apt install Incus. So I'll be having Incus at the moment installed. So there I will get all installed one. So let's see. I'm going to change to sudo so it's easy. I don't have to type my passwords again and again. So if I run this one, I will get the version 6.0.0, the one version. Okay, so since I have already installed, I'm getting all installed. And then the next one I need to run is apt install QMME system. So I need to again run this one as well. Since I already have again this one, I will get all done one. So nothing to do because I have already installed. And if you want to migrate from LXD Linux containers to Incus, you need to have this one as well. So I'm not going to install this one at the moment because I don't need this at the moment. And I have then, this is the Zabby one. So if you go to I have installed the Zabby one. Actually, first I have installed this one, but then again I wanted to test and I wanted to install the Zabby one. So you don't have to install both. You can go either with this one, first method, or second one. Okay, doesn't matter. Only method is if you go to the first one, you have to install one by one and you need it. If you get the second one, you will get everything. So there's pros and cons in both. So depending on your scenario, you guys can go with either one. So if you are, let's say, if you are a newcomer to Incus and you want to test it out and see what's what, so I suggest going with this one. So because it will give everything you need. But if you are an expert and if you are in run a production environment in a secure manner, I suggest you go with the first one because you will know what's there actually. So you have to install one by one and configure it one by one. So you know what's there, there won't be like default configurations that coming everything collected. So you know what's there and you can securely manage it you want. But if you are newcomer or development environment, go with this option, second option. It's easy. So go to this particular link and you will be directed to the GitHub. So it's straightforward, simple. You guys can follow the installation guide in here. First you need to get the authentication keychain to verify and authenticate yourself and to see whether the repository is the authentic one. And you can see the fingerprint using this particular commands and see whether it's like legitimate repository, whether you are connected on the legitimate one or malicious one. You can check from here and you need to add it to the repository. So this is all the commands are there, you just have to follow it one by one. So there are two repositories, the LTS one and the stable one. So you can go with the either one. So I'm going with the LTS one. So if you are like, LTS one is more or less similar to the same one as the one which given by the Ubuntu repository. And if you want not the long-term support but the latest stable ones, you should go with the stable repository. So again, depending on your requirement, if you are going with the production environment, go with the LTS one because you can't change, you can't do upgrades continuously because your system should be stable. So go with the LTS one. If you are like running a development environment or testing environment, you can go with the stable one because you guys can get the newest version quickly and test it out quickly. So it's not a beta version, it's a stable one. So this is the beta version, daily repository. So it's a like everyday update. So if you are like running another development environment and you need to have like cutting edge like the latest and greatest, but there can be bugs as well. If you're okay with the bugs as well, go with the daily repository. So again, the installation command is simple, pretty straightforward. apt-get install Incus. So it will get the Incus version. So this will take the entire Incus, all features and rows, everything. And you just need to install the Incus client itself. Let's say you have Incus Server in another environment, and in this particular machine you are not only going to have Incus client just to connect to the server. You guys can just type on apt-install Incus client. So if you type this one, you will install the entire Incus complete package, complete software, sorry. But if you want to just to get the Incus client, just to connect to the Incus server, you'll just have to type client in here. So I have this repository configured. So if I type now Incus version, I get it as 6.0 because I have installed the LTS one. That's why so LTS one is still 6.0. So this is how you guys can install Incus. You can use either of commands. You can use the curl one or you can use wget1. So if I'm using the curl one, just paste it here. Okay, so it's added. Then I'm getting return like this. Let's say I'm getting the same return, pub, UID, and sub. So you guys can check it, the values from here. 7373 DCFD, 7373 DCFD. So same, so that I can see, okay, it's the official repository. So I should be having this path already. Let's see. Okay. So it's going to put into HC APC sources list this Zabby Incus sources in it. So this is the file path this repository is configured. If you are familiar with Linux, you know where Linux, Ubuntu, like especially Ubuntu repositories are configured. So it's like apt so these are where the normal all the Ubuntu repositories are going to be. So this particular repository is configured in the sources list D Zabby Incus. So if I go to this dot, I can see Zabby Incus. See, so this is the way my Zabby repository going to be configured. So then just have to run update, so you guys, so the system will know that new repository has been added. Every time you add a new repository, you need to run the apt-upget. That's only when the Ubuntu will communicate with the new repository and get the content and see, okay, what's these updates are there from this particular repository. Otherwise you can't install anything. So every time you add the repository, you know, not only this one, any repository, you need to run the apt-get update. Then you guys can run this one. So that's it. That's how you guys can install Incus in your system. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel and like, or if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I will try my best to answer it at the earliest. Thank you.